Number 24, 6'1" junior, Austin Morkin. Number 30, a 6-foot senior, Matthew Renier. A 6'1" senior wearing number 32, Rocky Rayfelt. And number 42, 6'2" junior, Justin Stoffren. We also have Heath Driesman, Justin Foken, Jess Hensel, and Jason Keeter listed on the roster. And now it's my pleasure to introduce the starting five for the West Central Trojans. At a forward, number 44, 5'10" junior, Brent Riley. Wearing number 40, playing forward, 6'2" senior, John Sandholm. At center this afternoon, number 50, 6'4" senior, Travis Simmonsma. In the backcourt, number 10, 5'10" sophomore, Brent Schmeichel. Also at guard, number 34, 6'1" senior, Adam DeYoung. Assistant coaches for West Central, Scott Guzzi and Tim Frederick. Head coach is Kent Mueller. Officials for this contest, Dave Tate and Buck Timmons. And now let's play ball.
A veteran set of officials for this contest. Dave Tate, Tater out of Pierre, Buck Timmons from Mitchell. West Central comes in 14-8 in the overall record for Coach Kent Miller. They beat Del Rapids in District 5 to advance to the region, where West Central took out Parkston. Lyman Raiders defeated Wall for the championship in District 11, and then that big rematch with Mobridge, a game in which Lyman came from 11 down in the third to win it in Region 6. Cody Vollmer and Travis Simmonsma will jump it up. Lyman in the red, West Central in the white. And a battle for the opening tip comes right down to Adam DeYoung. Schmeichel quickly ahead. And the first shot of the game is a block by Vollmer. Cody Vollmer has 78 blocks this year, counting that one.
State high jump champ, about 6'8" in there. He's got the great legs, and he's going to be tough to handle, along with Severin at 6'9". This is Vollmer.
Vollmer on the drive, drops it off to Severin. First points in the game, Lee Severin. Of course, Vollmer, one thing that Severin does do, it allows him to roam a lot further around away from the bucket, and that's what happened.
Yeah, they will go to the high-low with Vollmer at the free throw line, extended, roaming around there. Severin down on the blocks.
Riley, tough shot, bounces out. Severin, Simmonsma, jump ball. One thing West Central is used to, and that's a little bit more physical play. And Coach Miller talked with you about it, Tom, a little bit. They like the conference that they're in. It's a tough conference, tough league. They play Lennox and teams like this, so it's a physical crew.
Yeah, they've lost to 3 tournament teams. Millbank, Lennox, Flandreau also beat West Central during the year, but they're playing their best ball of the year right now. Watch DeYoung, 34 for West Central, the left-hander.
And it is out to Schmeichel. And Simmonsma, basket and a foul. Travis Simmonsma in his first year of organized basketball. Really, he played football as a junior. Decided to come out this year, and Coach Miller's happy about it.
6'4" is what they list him at, but not a lot of difference really between him and Lee Severin, who's listed at 6'9", maybe a couple inches difference, but not 5.
No, not remotely close to 5. That first foul was on Severin. Those two battling again. Weak side rebound pulled down by Cody Vollmer. Averages over 12 rebounds a game, 25 points a game, does number 33. He's the leading scorer, still playing in Class A basketball. Left-hander drops off. And there's Simmons. Yeah, he's not even close to 6'4", is he?
Unless Simmons was. Oh, man!
Vollmer with another huge block out of bounds.
He can just fly. The state schools are drooling over this guy. He's got a lot of skills. They think he can put on a lot of weight. and be a heck of a college player. He's undecided right now between SDSU and USD. But Cody Vollmer can get up with the best of them.
On the offensive end, the Trojans. Number 40 is John Sanholm. Working down low. Sanholm, offensive rebound. Weak side board goes up with the left hand and in.
And we got to talk about the hair right away on Sanholm. Says, Coach Miller says he really doesn't do it to get a lot of attention. That's just John. When he's got it down and not tied back, it looks, quote, normal.
Vollmer is fouled by Schmeichel. First foul in the game against West Central, second overall. Each team has one. Schmeichel, a good look at him, 5'10" sophomore. And he's really been a key to the turnaround, if you will, for West Central. We'll talk about more of that as the game develops. Severin was in trouble. DeYoung got into the passing lane.
And we should mention where these teams are from, just as Red Cloud was from Pine Ridge. Lyman is in Presho out there on I-90. And West Central is in Hartford.
Hartford and Humboldt combined for the West Central. The grade school, I think, is in Humboldt, just to the west of Sioux Falls. Cooper Garnos. Him and Keith Moore were a pair to draw to, I guess is one way to put it, back in '85 when the Lyman Raiders beat Salem for the state beat title. The 7th state appearance for Lyman overall. 3rd appearance for West Central. The Trojans were runners-up to Lennox in '94, the last time this Class A tournament was here. DeYoung. Adam DeYoung scored 52 points in a game against Beersford earlier this year, but as his scoring went down, West Central as a team has improved. Schmeichel dishes it back. Sanholm had it knocked away from him, down low by Heyer.
Great job by Travis Simmonsma that time. Out of the zone press, your back guys are really the ones that are going to get the steals. The guys up front cause the pressure. The back guys got to come up and make the steal like that, like Simmonsma did.
Number 23 is Ross Lilleboe, a 5'10" senior. Lilleboe and Sundahl will play about as much as the starting guards, McNaughton and McPeak. Number 24 is Austin Morkin. Morkin now finds some help. Michael Morkin playing a game on that run right side. Simmonsma, Sundahl. Both of John's baskets have come off of misses by Simmonsma.
That's one thing Cody Vollmer will do. He'll gamble a lot, as where Severin will play a lot of good position defense. Vollmer will go for the block, leave his man, and that leaves Sanholm open for those offensive rebounds.
McNaughton's number 13. He's a sophomore, 6'2". Lilleboe. Look at how high this zone is out. Heyer with a long three-point attempt. Simmonsma wins the battle with Severin for the rebound. Both teams pointing toward rebounds is a key stat in this game. West Central keeps Morkin, Sundahl, weak side board. 3 offensive putbacks for John Sanholm. And a timeout on the floor will break away with West Central up by 8.
If you haven't started saving for retirement, you probably think you're too young or that you can't afford to. Truth is, the earlier you start, the better off you'll be. And if you think you're living from paycheck to paycheck now, consider how you'll live when your paychecks stop. Your Farm Bureau agent offers retirement planning with a variety of insurance and investment options to meet your financial needs. Call your Farm Bureau agent and start planning your retirement today.
Every athlete dreams of performing stronger, faster, better. And now it's possible with the McKinnon Acceleration Program.
The results and intensity of acceleration training can't be matched by any other workout program. I saw improvements in my power, strength, and speed.
McKinnon Acceleration helps athletes in all sports achieve measurable improvements by increasing their speed, strength, agility, and self-confidence. Get the competitive edge with the McKinnon Acceleration Program.
John Sanholm already has 6 rebounds for West Central. 3 of them have been offensive, exactly that same spot. 6 points off of the 3 offensive boards for Johnny.
Vollmer is cut off on the drive, and it goes off of Vollmer. The one thing Cooper Garnos really stressed yesterday, Tom, was the first quarter is the key. He just kind of told us the key is the first quarter. He said the key is not to get down by 8 to 10 points. Look at the score. Our team down by 8. Number 35 is Torrey Sundahl, a senior, 5'10". Cody Vollmer will take a rest and talk with Garnos a little bit there. Darnos in his 4th year at Lyman as the head coach. Kent Miller in his 6th year at West Central as the head coach. Simmonsma.
Yeah, he took a couple of steps in there, but in the break we were trying to figure out how big these guys really are. Travis Simmonsma is listed, as Schmeichel checks back in, Simmonsma is listed at 6'4" for West Central. Vollmer is listed at 6'8". Severin at 6'9" for Lyman, but sitting down here, there is maybe an inch difference between Simmonsma and the 2 guys from Lyman.
Vollmer tries to back Sandholm down, kicks it back out. Nice ball movement, hires inside. Simmonsma blocked it, but the foul will go against Schmeichel. Number 2 on Brent. The swipe looked like Schmeichel may have bumped the top head there of Lonnie Heyer, who transferred from Lemon, so he is the sister of Nikki Heyer. Nikki Heyer would be Lonnie's sister.
Is that how that relationship works?
To be more correct, yeah.
Nikki, the former USD Coyote.
Heyer had a terrific game in the region championship against Mobridge, where he scored 22 points, had 9 assists. Full court pressure now by the Raiders. Schmeichel will bring it ahead if he attacks. West Central has numbers. It's Morgan, number 24, pulling up from the elbow, about 15 away. And another rebound. Another rebound for West Central. Lillebo called for the foul, I think.
Yeah. That guy he is huge, and he's been huge so far. Travis Simmonsma. Vollmer got stuck underneath, and there's Travis again. And one thing Kent Miller says, we're going to go right at Vollmer and Severin, no backing off, and that's what Travis has been doing.
I know we talked about it a lot last year in this tournament, and joking a little bit about Miller, but Kent does prefer his name to be pronounced Miller, spelled with the U and the E.
He said Miller's fine, whatever that means.
And it was funny, too, because last night at the Skyforce game, Kent's dad came up and said, "You talked to my son today?" And I didn't know it was his dad at the time. I said, "Who's that?" And he goes, "Kent Mueller." I said, "Don't you mean Miller?" He goes, "Yeah, but no one gets it right."
Short, right.
The horn blew for no apparent reason.
Cooper's got the same look on his face as everybody else.
And I'm not sure what. Well, the horn wasn't supposed to blow, and now those 2 guys are deciding whether we'll take the timeout or not. So they both discuss it. Yes, it did break. The horn wasn't supposed to blow to stop play, but our commercial people who bought time for this state tournament are happy about it because you get to see this.
Your Heartland Chevy dealers are proud to support high school athletics, and there's no better way to get to the games than in a new Chevrolet. Right now, drive the Heartland's #1 selling car, Chevy Lumina, $229 a month, 24 months. Or the Heartland's #1 selling sport utility, the Chevy Blazer, now just $349 a month, 24 months. Congratulations to all the participants, and good luck from your Heartland Chevy dealers.
Let's say you need service from a telephone company. Company A is located in some faraway place. Company B is as close as your own community. Which would you rather call? Again, Company A, far away. Company B, close to home. Get the point? True local service. Brought to you by your locally owned and operated telephone companies.
I believe it was Morgan that did run down the offensive rebound before the break, so it will be West Central's ball. Number 12 is Jeff Schultz. He is in the game, a junior at 5'10". Lyman back in a 2-3 zone. Schultz had the ball bounce out of his hands, and the Lyman Raiders will take possession. Lyman finished second in the last Associated Press poll of the year. West Central, the number 7 seed. Lyman, the number 2 seed in this tournament. Pass intended inside was blocked away. Vollmer in the corner, being harassed there by DeYoung.
You play the zone, you get the hands moving, it makes the zone bigger, it gets in the passing lanes.
Vollmer, the pass from Higher, and Cody scores his first 2, but not till 2 minutes and 49 seconds left to play in the opening quarter. Again, he's the highest leading scorer in the tournament. From behind, the foul on Lilleboe, as Vollmer wanted the breakaway for the big dunk, but won't happen on this trip.
Said he likes the floor, about a spring in the floor. He thinks he's going to get loose and get 1 or 2.
Schmeichel back in. He'll replace Schultz. McNaughton will come in as well. And Lilleboe will sit down. Ross with those 2 personal fouls. DeYoung. Three-point attempt didn't go. And a foul will be called against Simmonsman. We expect blocks in this game. We've seen a couple from Vollmer. We know Simmonsman is going to probably get a couple too. Those 2 guys are. And we said Vollmer has 77 blocks coming into this game. Simmonsman had 90 this year coming into over 4 a game. Vollmer, the high-low post game. Severn to score off of it. That's Lyman at its best on the offensive end.
Enter it to Vollmer at the free throw line. Just look down. Severn seals off, and it's an easy 2. Now they got a rebound at the other end.
Working for 3. Another offensive rebound on the weak side by Sandholm. John has just lived on the weak side boards. Higher did not knock it away. The air ball comes to DeYoung. Adam called for the travel. So Lyman has done a very good job of being down by 10 and taking a bite into the lead. It's back down, or excuse me, it was what, 8 points I should say.
It was 10-2, yep.
And now the lead is 3, and it could be 2 or tied after this possession. McNaughton looking for Vollmer, goes to Cody down low. Vollmer spins.
Oh! That's what we're talking about.
Best athlete on the team.
The long arms, only needs that 1 little gather step. There he's got the steal. He might get another one right here.
Higher behind his back.
Oh.
And an offensive foul against Higher. Higher tried to go behind the back to Vollmer, who was still in the wing. Lonnie called with the offensive foul. That is having spring in your step, as you. Rocky Rayfelt, number 32, 6'1" sophomore, in for West Central. Jeff Schultz back in for the Trojans.
West Central has gotten a lot deeper as the year has gone on, and now we got another whistle.
Now Buck Timmons is.
I think West Central's only got 4 guys on the floor.
I think they had 6. Yeah, Morgan was supposed to come out. No one told Austin that. You know, that would be an advantage, wouldn't it?
That's what I was going to say.
Power
Deeper.
play.
They played only 6 players at the beginning of the year, and as the year went on, they reached further into the bench, and now they can go 8 or 9 deep.
Blocked by Severn. Lyman will push the issue. McNaughton to Vollmer on the baseline. Vollmer looks for Severn. Simmons did knock it away a little bit there, and a foul will be called, I think, on Rayfelt. Yes, it is. Rocky Rayfelt. Sounds like a boxer, doesn't he?
Yeah, it does. Good convergence.
In this corner.
High foul.
The three-point shot up and in for Sundahl. And Lyman has the lead. It's an 11-1 run. Sundahl with a quick foul.
Torrey, 7th man off the bench, will come in and not expected to hit threes like that, but he'll draw the tough defensive assignment. He's not shut down, but he did a good job We heard on Todd Schleckaway in that region final as the Lyman beat Mobridge. Schleckaway ended up with 18 points, but that's
holding him to 18.
Yeah, not a great game for him. Now the rebounding starting to come a little bit for Lyman.
It really has evened out the closing seconds of quarter number 1. Schmeichel, third personal on Brent Schmeichel. Schmeichel only played 2 quarters, I think, of varsity basketball last year, and as he kind of improved in the tournament, 3 tournament games, he's been scoring double digits. He's had 8 assists a game as an average. After losses to Del Rapids, Madison, and Howard all on the road, that's when Schmeichel was back more into the varsity and helped develop that bench and that depth that you talked about earlier, Tom, that has gotten West Central to this tournament. West Central lost 10 seniors off their team last year.
Jeff Schultz was a starter for West Central, and he's in the game now because Schmeichel's out, so they really don't miss a step.
McNaughton will wait for 10-second count. Now give it to Heyer. They'll go to Vollmer. Vollmer spinning from about 14. Severin. Lee Severin over the top. His second personal foul as Simmons had the inside position. Number 44, Riley, back in.
He doesn't have the boxer name, but there's the boxer.
Looks like it.
Riley, the heart of the team, ton of heart. Coach says he'll take the charge, get the rebound for you.
Double clutch, a little hard off the backboard for Schultz, and through the first 8 minutes, it's been a game of runs. West Central in the first part of the quarter, Lyman in the last half of the quarter, so it's a 2-point game.
Thinking about a student loan? Then you've got questions.
How do I qualify? Where do I begin?
How much can I borrow?
Need answers? Call the Norwest Student Loan Center. We know the student loan business, and we've got the information you're looking for. Just call us toll-free. We'll give you the answers you need to any kind of question.
Okay. Daytona Beach or South Padre?
Well, almost any question.
Norwest Student Loan Center. We'll get you the answers.
Guess what? When you buy Frontier Grass Herbicide and Banville, you'll get cash back on both. Or buy Frontier and Clarity, cash back on both. Or buy Frontier and Marksman, you guessed it. It's called Cash Partners from Sandoz. Just buy Frontier and get $12 back when it's paired with Banville or Clarity, $2.50 with Marksman. That makes our Cash Partners rewards even bigger than before. Superior performance and more cash back. Why you'd pass up this deal is anyone's guess.
Alligator, something.
Beat 'em up, beat 'em up.
Is that the way it is?
Sister-in-law's a cheerleading coordinator, so we do them in the living room.
What's your favorite all-time cheer?
Kick him in the left knee. Kick him.
Morgan likes the baseline. Morgan likes that 3-point basket. Tom talked about the seesaw in the first game, and we're working on building one here. Last touch by Sandholm, who has done the job on the offensive glass so far for West Central, and he, of course, triggers as the main point on this full-court press. Vollmer off the double team. Sandholm, Andy Young helps create the steal, and Heyer is called for the foul. Second one on Lonnie Heyer. Heyer leads the team in steals, had 77 coming into this game. And there he was called for a foul, trying to create a steal. Sandholm has struggled at the free throw line this year, 41%.
Johnny didn't play a lot of ball last year on the varsity level anyway. Played mostly JV, but has really come on this year. He had 18 against Parkston.
We shouldn't be surprised he has scored 6 points on the offensive glass, because Coach Miller says he is simply the best offensive rebounder he's ever coached. Heyer will glide in and out. Severin, offensive rebound, simply went right over to Young. There is a foul on the play as well to Lee Severin. Tacked the 2 and the 1 more. Maybe at the free throw line. Adam DeYoung is the one whistled. Young was just pushing a little too much on the box out, I think.
tried to sit on Lee's legs, but big man went right over him.
Nice shooting touch for the big guy. 66% from the line. 7 in the game to lead his team in scoring right now. Both teams picking up full court. It paid off that time for Lyman, but Vollmer could not quite control it.
And again, the back guys in the press. They got the 1-2, 1-1. The first 3 guys aren't going to get the steals. Vollmer in the middle and Severin on the back line of this press is where the steals will come.
Lyman backs off a little bit down into a, it's like a matchup style 2-3 zone. Schultz on the baseline. Back to DeYoung. Now Morgan right inside the free throw line. 5 points for Austin Morgan to go along with that three-pointer he hit in the corner. Timeout taken by Lyman. There's 6:49 left to play in the first half. West Central by 1.
If we weren't able to light up our nights, would I be afraid?
If people had no dedication, would I have anyone to look up to?
If we didn't accept change, would I still learn? If I cannot eat, would I still grow?
Where we go tomorrow depends on what we do today. Your electric cooperative, bringing you the power of electricity for everything you do.
What's the best way to get into America's best-selling car? Get 4.8% financing and get it on any 96 Ford Taurus. It's the great percent event, direct from Ford Credit to you. 4.8 financing for 48 months on Ford Taurus. Or choose $600 cash back on a purchase or $600 back on a red carpet lease. Whatever you choose, you get America's hottest new car with the hottest deal of the new year. It's the great percent event. So get into your Northland Ford dealer and get into Taurus with incredible 4.8 financing.
Against that spread 2-3, there will be shots right there just below the free throw line. Morgan, a sophomore, but he's looked very confident on those last 2 shots. 5 points for Morgan.
West Central has taken 13 more shots already in this game as we take a look at the first quarter numbers, Tom.
West Central's been pounding the boards and more than doubling, almost tripling Lyman in field goal attempts. Only made 5 of them, but they ran off to that 10-2 lead. Lyman worked its way back into it. The rebounding starting to even out a little bit, but West Central still with an edge there. Simmons was a big part of that in the first quarter.
Heyer finds Vollmer. Vollmer finds the basket. He'll also find the free throw line. And Sandholm is called for his first personal. And Cody Vollmer with 6 points in the game.
That was just great hands. The rifle pass, Vollmer had one hand on it, corralled it in, and Sandholm got him with that big chest.
Cody Vollmer is in the top 3 all-time in 10 of Lyman's school records. And his 25 points a game percentage is the highest average in Lyman history.
Got to imagine Cooper and Keith Moore set a few of those records. Or
Kevin King.
Cody King was there.
You know, each of the state champions for Lyman has had one dominant player. And if it works out for Lyman, this will be called Cody Vollmer's team.
Lyman won the B in 80, 85, and 90. That was about a 25-footer.
And in 80, it was Kevin King. In 85, it was Keith Moore. And in 90, it was Cody King. That's Heyer working out front with Sundahl against the zone. Cody Vollmer on the baseline. I don't know if that was tipped or not, so I don't know if Simmons will get credit with the block. All the way down and up, but not in for Schultz. Vollmer will try to push it ahead to Heyer, but 2 of the big guys are on the floor. They're back up. DeYoung goes up, and an offensive foul to the basket will not count. Foul number 2 on Adam DeYoung.
Okay, take a breath. This is the end of about that 20-second sequence. DeYoung he plays ugly. I mean, there's no other way to say it, but he scores a ton of points, and they just happened to step in on him that time.
Heyer on the run, but Morgan cut off the pass, which was intended for Lillebeau in the corner. Much quicker pace to this game than our first one. Severin with the rebound. Lyman with the ball, leading it by 2. Vollmer spinning away from his shooting hand. That made that shot a little bit more difficult to take, but he still had the make. Vollmer with the steal. Biggest lead in the game for Lyman is right now, that's 4. West Central led by 8. Fadeaway jumper. I think he's feeling it, Tom.
I think he's starting to get into the zone a little bit. Knocking on the door of the zone. Vollmer's got 11. That was an impossible shot. Behind the board, falling away.
Keep in mind, or if you're just joining us, West Central led it 10-2 at one point. Simmonsma is fouled. Travis goes to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Tell you, fouling him is about the only way to keep him from scoring once he gets his hands on the ball, because Simmonsma is making 68% of his field goals.
Yep, kept it right up above his head, just like a big man should.
Third foul on Ross Lilleboe. Casey Bird, number 51, in for the first time for Lyman. He has been hampered by ankle problems. He injured one of his ankles, and when he came back, he sprained the other one. So he's missed quite a bit of court time. Bird is a junior at 6'4". He is in there now.
Hard to believe it's Travis Simmonsma, really his first year of organized basketball. Played a little football. Never really got into the hoops, though.
And the reason he didn't play as a freshman sophomore, he had pins put in his hips because the kid was simply growing too fast for his joints to be able to handle that much growth. McNaughton will bring it up now. Quick passing back to Jeb. McNaughton's shot is in the first points in the game for Lyman, and the Raiders build on their biggest lead. It's 25-17.
That was a great look by 35 Sundahl to get back to McNaughton.
So the Trojans push on the other end and will keep. West Central has a high school enrollment of 301. Lyman, 126. Morgan back in the corner. He's hit a three-pointer from there earlier. Not this time. Bird with the board. You see him with those 2 big braces on both ankles. Good to see KC playing in this game. There was a cross-court pass. Ill-advised one. DeYoung will lay it up with the left hand. He loves going to the basket on his shooting side, averaging 22 a game.
And a scorer against a 1-on-3 does not pull it back out and wait for anybody else. You go score.
Fourth three. DeYoung with the rebound. DeYoung in the tournaments has been averaging 24 points, 6 assists, and 4 steals a game, so he's picked it up a little bit. Foul inside on Bird. First one on Casey. I tell you, Simmonsman does a good job of getting to that low block and just boom, staying there.
Staying there and getting big. I mean, he spreads out. You can't move him off that block. He's strong, and he really gets open and waits for the ball before making his move.
West Central 14-8 on the year. 3 of those 8 losses have been to teams that are in this state tournament. Flandreau, Milbank, and Lennox. Simmonsma 1 out of 3 from the free throw line. Has 3 points in the game.
Oh, Severn went down hard. And on top of that, they call him for the walk. So
timeout on the floor with 3:36. Should be our break. Yes, it is. And that's what we'll do. We'll break away for these commercial messages with a 25-19 Lyman lead.
Guess what? When you buy Frontier Grass Herbicide and Banville, you'll get cash back on both. Or buy Frontier and Clarity, cash back on both. Or buy Frontier and Marksman, you guessed it. It's called Cash Partners from Sandoz. Just buy Frontier and get $12 back when it's paired with Banville or Clarity, $2.50 with Marksman. That makes our Cash Partners rewards even bigger than before. Superior performance and more cash back. Why you'd pass up this deal is anyone's guess.
Let's say you need service from a telephone company. Company A is located in some faraway place. Company B is as close as your own community. Which would you rather call? Again, Company A, far away. Company B, close to home. Get the point? True local service. Brought to you by your locally owned and operated telephone companies.
this was Cody Vollmer about 5 trips ago down the floor. When he got the ball inside, right down there in the bottom right-hand corner, he had 3 guys on him and got it up and snuck it over.
Vollmer now with 11 points, 7 rebounds. I should say Severin with 7 rebounds to lead his team as West Central turns it over to Lyman, who is on a very nice run, and one of the reasons West Central has not been able to score, Tom, they have not hit very many shots. What, one of their last 6 or 7, I would say.
8 out of 29 so far.
After opening the game so hot, scoring 10 of the first 12 points, it's been the Raiders so far. Vollmer working baseline inside to Severin. It'll be a foul against Sandholm, John's second. Trying to hold the big guy, 6'9", Lee Severin.
Yeah, that's tough. You get the guy in front of you. He really didn't grab him, but impeded his movement enough where it's a foul.
Severin's uncle, whose name I believe was Joe, scored over 2,000 points in his high school career. I tell you, when you go into Lyman's gym, it's a Class B looking gym, and now the crowd is right on top of the team. And if you start looking around at Vollmer, offensive rebound, he was fading away a little bit too much. But you take a look at the state championship banners and district and region title banners that are inside that thing, and you're walking into a place of history, really. Third foul on Heyer.
That Moldridge region final had to be a great one. Heyer had 22 points against Moldridge in that one. Severin had 18. Vollmer had 25.
Watch 31. That's where the foul was called on that reach down through. Tyler McPeak is back in. That's the 10th foul, so it's the super bonus time, or double bonus, whichever one you prefer. All fouls from here on out will be 2 shots, unless it's a player control foul.
Super sounds cool.
You like that super bonus thing? Dun, dun, dun,
super bonus. Weird to see 2 grown men get excited over 2 shots.
But are we totally grown yet? That could be debated.
Physically, yes. Otherwise.
So Coach Kent Miller doing a lot of substituting in the last 2 dead ball situations. Schmeichel in, Morgan in. Rayfelt is in. Simmons in the back in, so is DeYoung. The lead is to Rayfelt, and Rocky's first 2 of the game.
Great dish by Schmeichel.
Makes it a 3-point Lyman lead, and I tell you, West Central really could use a bucket. Almost a chance for another one, as DeYoung did cause the steal, but not quite the turnover because it was off of him.
You think maybe they could try to beat it long here with a longer pass instead of making that short inbounds?
In the corner to Vollmer, which has been the way that Lyman has gone about it. Ahead to McNaughton, who will control it. It's Morgan. The 6'1" sophomore, Morgan. The left-hander from the left side. 2:25. Clock on the move. That's left in the first half. Vollmer along the baseline. Blocking foul against Simmons. Well, Vollmer might have hopped right in there a little bit with it.
That's what Kent Miller thought.
Travel.
I don't know.
Both feet came off the floor.
Is that the rule?
I don't know. If I had a pinstripe suit on, maybe you could say I have stripes, but I wouldn't. So no stripes, no official. So officially, I don't know.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Cody Vollmer missing the first, will shoot the second. That was the second foul on Simmonsman. You're looking at Sandholm as John is back in. He also has 2 fouls and 7 points. Vollmer's second free throw off front iron and in. It gives him 12 points in the game. He is the leading scorer in the game. That's about half his average. Schmeichel, quick pass down low. DeYoung battles the 6'9" guy out. Boy, Adam DeYoung, no fear in there. He went straight to the basket, even though it did not go. On the sideline and standing out of bounds is McPeak. Tyler lost track of the black line there at the sideline. There's some guys giving Dave Tate and Buck Timmons a little help. And at this dead ball situation, it'll be our first look at number 15. Murray Coble, sophomore at 6 foot. Sandholm is being double teamed down low. Morgan could not get it into him, so Austin let it rip from the baseline again, and it's last touched by Lyman. So it'll be West Central's chance again to take a bite out of a 4-point lead. Off the knee of McNaughton. Jed takes it to the basket. He is fouled by Schmeichel, and that is number 4, I think. How many marks do you have behind Brent's name?
4 ticks.
All right.
Nice little slide step by McNaughton. Keep the ball away from the defender.
And that is the 4th against Schmeichel. McNaughton will shoot 2, 70% on the year from the free throw line, in and out back in. The basket that Lyman is shooting at is where we have our hoop cam, and there it is. Interesting little perspective. You can tell where that one hit. That free throw was long. Double dribble in the backcourt, called against Schultz. Schultz sat out for a while and didn't practice until the day before the regional with a sprained ankle. He also had strep throat, so he missed a bunch of time on the floor this year. He'll be counted on right now because Schmeichel has those 4 fouls again. DeYoung almost stole it. It came down to Vollmer. Vollmer was slapped by Schultz. And Cody Vollmer to the free throw line. Look at Kent Miller, who his first high school head coaching experience came out at Edgemont.
Played on home.
Can you get any further southwest in South Dakota than Edgemont?
Yeah, it's called Colorado. Miller played on a state B championship team, by the way, with Freeman in 1975.
And Severn on the offensive rebound. The putback for Lee. 9 points in the game for Lee Severin. And a full court pressure, and a reach and foul will be called on the double team. Sundahl was there, and he was helped by Coble. Second personal foul on Sundahl.
But that rebound by Severin, really, you know, it's not that big a deal at the time, but it's a big deal. You put a lot of those together, put 4 or 5 of those together in a ball game. That's 10 extra points. You win ball games that way.
And back-to-back baskets have made Lyman with a big lead again at 8. It was, what, 26-24. The last 2 that Schultz has attempted, he has made 60% on the year from the line, averaging over 10 points a game. True to the mark there.
He's been perfect on 4 of them.
Vollmer has been the outlet against the pressure. Taken right away from McNaughton. And then a foul on McNaughton as Schultz picked his pocket. First foul on Jed. There's 56 seconds left to play in the opening half of game number 2. Our first game was an exciting one, went right to the wire, where Red Cloud advanced over Flanders 58-55. Crusaders will play the winner of this one.
Here we go, one time.
2 more games tonight in quarterfinal, first round action of the 96 State A. We'll be back on the air at 7 o'clock. Stendahl looks inside, now looks for some help, and he finds it. Severin, turnaround jumper. That was right over Sandholm. Severin is in double digits with 11. 32-25 the lead, and a backcourt foul on Coble. First one on the sophomore. And our free throws here has really caused the pace of this game to slow somewhat.
Just looking over, wondering how long Travis Simmons has been on the bench for West Central. He's got 2 fouls, and I'm sure he's sitting because they don't want him to pick up number 3 before halftime. But that means at the other end, Severin can get those shots like he's been getting. 7 points for Severin in the quarter at the other end. Schultz has been great at the line, though, for West Central.
You know, it's the old saying, you can't guard height. You know, the guy's taller than you, not much you can do. And that's kind of been the case in that matchup with Sandholm that you were talking about, Tom. McNaughton will come back in. And McPeak will rest. Both teams in the first quarter had a big run. West Central opened the game on a 10-2 run, but Lyman used an 11-to run, 1 run later. DeYoung, the offensive putback, and Lyman's 8-point lead is suddenly 3. Raiders go for the last second shot. McNaughton back out to Heyer. McNaughton, no, it's taken away by DeYoung, but he could not save it with 2.1 seconds left. DeYoung has been able to sneak in and cause a couple of turnovers against Cooper Garnos' team, but not that time because it was a little too close on the end. Lupke's number 14, Eric, comes in, and number 42 is Justin Stoffren, both sophomores. Heyer will cast. Off the front iron. Pretty entertaining first half of basketball. The Lyman Raiders have 32 points on the board. They lead it by 3. West Central with 29. So things evened out a little bit there in the second quarter. First quarter again, a quarter of runs. Cooper Garnos talking some things over, and we'll wait for him just a moment to try and catch a word with him. Tom Neiman is out there. And Cooper's still hanging around. Well, let's take the break, I think. Now let's take the break, Tom. Cooper Garnos talking things over, so his team is up at half, and we will take the break with Lyman leading by 3.
Byron Williams is just beginning another day of learning. But today's ABCs are animals, barns, and crops. As a sponsor of Ag in the Classroom, Norwest is helping Byron and many other kids across the state get a chance to touch and taste a little bit of South Dakota farm and ranch life. Norwest is proud to help Byron learn the importance of farming and ranching. As he grows, so does our rich agricultural heritage.
What kind of car best fits the way you like to live?
I want a sexy little car, but I want quality too.
Lease a beautiful Regal for $249 a month.
It's got to be comfortable.
Power driver's seat, dual airbags, ABS, remote keyless entry.
I really like the remote keyless.
Regal's standard V6 engine just flies.
You know what it's like on the highway. You got to have some power.
$500 cash to you, or lease it for $249 a month at your nearest quality Buick dealer.
Buick is America's ride.
The world of healthcare is changing, but there are people in South Dakota who dedicate every day to keeping us well in cost-effective ways. They are the physicians, the nurses, the hospitals, the pharmacies, and the thousands of other providers and support staff statewide. A comprehensive managed care network setting the standard for excellence. These are the faces of Dakota Care, delivering 10 years of proven performance in managed care.
There is a symbol that stands for the togetherness of all people. It is the circle. To the Lakota, it represents life, timeless, flowing. with no beginning and no end. If our circle becomes broken, we must mend it. I want each of you to remember this. Keep your circle strong. Say no to drugs and alcohol.
Feel the thunder. Skyforce basketball on Kettleland TV.
All right, Lyman up by 3 at the half, 39-22 on West Central. And during the course of a season, there are a lot of things that can get in the way of playing basketball. There's grades, there's injuries, and there's girlfriends and things like that. But in the case of one University of Sioux Falls player, it was a life-threatening illness that kept him away from the game he loves this year. Mark Haynes of the Coup was the focus of a sports spotlight earlier this season.
I was in a coma the first 4 days in the hospital. They induced it so they could work on me. So I missed it was the first 72 hours for the crucial part.
Back in April of 1995, Mark Haynes had what he thought was the flu. But when he became violently ill one night, his parents came from Harrisburg and rushed him to the hospital in Sioux Falls, and there Haynes was told that he had spinal meningitis.
Spinal meningitis is fairly serious. It's the fatal rate is maybe 25%. The kind I have is bacterial type C, which is probably the most serious kind. Very rare, and what it does is just it's a white fluid that works your way from the spine up to the brain, and it affects your nervous system, among other things.
But Haynes was lucky. His doctors were able to fight the disease, and Mark was able to escape a brush with death. But there were a few side effects from the whole ordeal.
Short-term memory was kind of halted, and physically I really couldn't do anything but walk for the first month.
He struggled just a little bit early in the semester with, you know, the memory thing, and the doctor kind of told him he should really probably take a year off. You know, it would be better for him, and he just said, you know, it's my senior year, I want to play. And
it took about a month and a half of just walking, doing very light weights, working on balance type things and memory things, and then by the time school started, I was ready to go. Basketball. It was about the last month of summer is when I really got back into it, running, lifting.
He's a little bit lighter than he was. He lost a little weight, and actually it's kind of a good thing, I think. He's a little more agile. You know, come out and get 7 block shots and 13 boards the first game. You know, I'm really happy with how he's played.
I think I'm as good as I've ever been in shape-wise and stuff like that, so everything's going pretty good.
Now, Mark did not finish up this year with the Coup. The meningitis was under control, but he got hurt. A leg injury. I don't know if it was a knee or an ankle. I don't recall, but he was injured and redshirted this year, so he's got a year of eligibility still left at the Coup. But Mark Haynes, nice guy, and good to see that he's doing well. 32-29, it is Lyman over West Central at the half here of our second Class A game this afternoon. 2 more coming tonight on Kettleland TV.
If you're having a baby, there's something you should know. One hospital in our area has an obstetrician, an anesthesiologist, and a neonatologist on its campus 24 hours a day. One hospital can say it has 2 perinatologists on staff in case your pregnancy doesn't go as planned. No one expects to need this much care, but isn't it nice to know where to find it if you do? There is a difference, and the difference is expertise at Sioux Valley Hospital.
Tonight, a family near you may sleep a little better than they did the night before, simply because someone cared and listened to their financial dreams about college for their kids, providing for each other, and their plans for growing old together. They talked to a Farm Bureau agent about life insurance and learned how dreams don't always have to stay dreams. Life is filled with promises, and Farm Bureau Life Insurance can help you keep them.
What's the best way to get into America's best-selling car? Get 4.8% financing and get it on any 96 Ford Taurus. It's the Great Percent event, direct from Ford Credit to you. 4.8 financing for 48 months on Ford Taurus. Or choose $600 cash back on a purchase or $600 back on a red carpet lease. Whatever you choose, you get America's hottest new car with the hottest deal of the new year. It's the Great Percent event. So get into your Northland Ford dealer and get into Taurus with incredible 4.8 financing.
If we weren't able to to light up our nights, would I be afraid?
If people had no dedication, would I have anyone to look up to?
If we didn't accept change, would I still learn? If I cannot eat, would I still grow?
Where we go tomorrow depends on what we do today. Your electric cooperative, bringing you the power of electricity for everything you do.
Then and now, Kelloland Sports, your sports leader.
Let's take a look at the first half statistics. West Central down by 3. It's 32-29. Lyman. West Central, the 34 attempts. They're not shooting the ball well. They're getting a lot of shots because of those offensive rebounds. Lyman shooting at about a 60% clip. The three-pointers have been non-negotiable so far. Neither team really hitting from beyond the stripe. Free throws, Lee Severin over there for Lyman has been 5 of 5 from the line. Severin also has 8 rebounds to go with his 11 points in the first half here. 32-29 Lyman over West Central. Second half is coming your way. We got to do a little more business. We'll be back to the Sioux Falls Arena after this.
Your Community Norwest Bank is committed to helping our state's youth achieve their highest dreams. That's why this year we are awarding 76 $1,000 scholarships to deserving local students. Meet some of this year's winners.
From winner, Heart of the Rosebud Territory, our winners are Bethany Dykeman, Dan Drake, and Angela Horn.
Hello, from Mission, home of St. University, our winner is Derek Lance. And from White River, home of the big Frontier Day celebration, we salute our winner, Jessica Andrews.
In 1996, we're rolling out the red carpet in Deadwood. Our winners are Allison Eastmo and Mary Tyler.
Your Community Norwest Bank thanks every applicant for their participation in this year's scholarship competition.
Come on over to Norwest now.
Ever notice how people seem to have pretty good relationships with their telephones?
I love you too, sweetheart.
You'd almost think they were best friends.
Talk to you later, buddy.
Across South Dakota, the same can be said about the kind of relationship you have with your locally owned phone company. After all, they're your friends and neighbors, making you more than just a customer.
I wish I could give you a great big hug.
Within reason, of course. Knowing our customers. A message from your locally owned and operated telephone companies.
Every athlete dreams of performing stronger, faster, better. And now it's possible with the McKinnon Acceleration Program.
The results and intensity of acceleration training can't be matched by any other workout program. I saw improvements in my power, strength, and speed.
McKinnon Acceleration helps athletes in all sports achieve measurable improvements by increasing their speed, strength, agility, and self-confidence. Get the competitive edge with the McKinnon Acceleration Program.
Well, what do you think, Tom? You think the one on the left is a bullfighter?
A what?
A bullfighter.
No.
Okay. Well, you know how the clowns paint their face up.
I got a punchline there. Oh, I thought you were talking about the guys down in Mexico with the capes and stuff. That kind of bullfighter.
Oh, I'm sorry. I threw you off a little bit, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Well, Lyman in red, Cody Bomer. Oh, there is huge contact, and Wall will get out of it as a travel and a turnover against Lyman. A couple of big bodies bouncing back into each other. West Central will start Schultz, number 12, with the ball right there. 44 is Riley, 40 is Sandholm, 34 is DeYoung, and 50 is Simmonsma. We'll set Lyman starting 5 of the next trip. Sandholm was strong. Higher with the rebound. That's Lonnie right there. McNaughton is 13, 33 is Vollmer. McPeak is 21, and 25 is Severin. Higher drop and a beauty inside to Lee Severin, who has not missed from the floor yet. He is 6 of 6. DeYoung will attack Severin. On the tip. It didn't go. Vollmer underneath.
Here Dave takes and don't foul. Easy, fellas. And
Higher
slapped him.
Draws the foul against Simmonsma. So Higher, who is at his best really on the move like that, Tommy, does a fine job of creating some things offensively, and That time he created a foul.
Travis was there, but moving just a little bit. Yeah, last time down higher with the great feed to Severin. Pretty good job by Simmonsma standing in there.
And Hire, 62% on the year from the line. Has made 3 in a row, averaging over 13 points. His forte really has been the steals this year. He has 77 steals coming into this game, but attempting some steals in this game has cost him some fouls. He has 3 fouls also against Lillebo.
And that should be 7 rebounds now officially for Sandholm. 5 at the half. He's already got 1 offensive, 1 defensive here in the second half.
And a travel call underneath on Simmonsman. Travis's dad, Vince, I believe, played 1970 state tournament. Strong move back against his shooting hand. And 2 more for Vollmer.
He took that drop step and made up about 8 feet, just drop it to the hoop.
15 in the game for Vollmer. Bounce pass ahead to DeYoung. He crosses over past Vollmer, over Severin, and to the line. So a little zig and a zag for DeYoung, who will shoot his first 2 free throws.
Somehow finds a way to score. Adam DeYoung, here it is again, just go right at the big fella. Severin not really known to go up and try to swat shots. He'll play more position defense, move his feet, and DeYoung gets it done. Not pretty, but he gets it done.
Schultz comes in for Riley.
Just 6 in the first half, though, for Adam DeYoung. Averages 22. Of course, you mentioned that 52 game that he had against Beersford.
And he was over 33 other times, I think. But again, we also said in almost the same breath when he scored 52 that as Adams' scoring has gone down, meaning other players have been getting involved, West Central has gotten much better. And really, it was a Lennox game that Coach Miller pointed to when Lennox just drubbed West Central. It pointed out everything he said that the team needed to work on to get here. Hire on the drive, drops it to Severin again. Leo go to the free throw line. That's the second time that Hire has found his center. Foul on, was it on 24?
Yes.
Morgan.
Yeah, that is pretty unstoppable combination. If you don't stop Hire out high, let him right down the lane, and Severin's just going to stay there and wait for the ball. And once he gets it, it's pretty much all over. And that's what, his first. Here we go, one time. Second miss, I guess, from the line.
Really, the tail end of that second quarter and the first part of the third here is we're only about a minute and a half into it, has really been a free throw shooting affair more than anything else. Both teams have been able to break the pressure. McNaughton flying in there, and he did hit the end line, but McNaughton with the steal. Coach Miller was telling us to follow up a little bit more on that Lennox defeat. He said, hey, Lennox pointed out everything the team needed to work on. So he put back in the full court press. He put back in his different zone looks. And the sophomore started to play more. There's the senior scoring 2. He's in double figures with 10. Vollmer lost control and turned it over. It was 32-29 at the half. It's 33-38. Lyman with the lead. DeYoung. Adam has gone up hard a couple of times. Vollmer's, what, third block of the game?
But they're going right at him again, just like they said they would. Severin standing in there, but Sandholm will go right back at him.
Simmonsma battling Hire. Hire called for the foul, and that's the 4th one on Lonnie Hire.
This is a tough call. Left of your screen, it'll be Severin, or not. There's Hire, 31-8. Kind of a held ball situation. They both go to the floor, and Hire gets whistled for it.
So the key point guard for Lyman to the bench with 4. Schultz drives around McPeak. Bounces and coming down to Severin, who had 8 rebounds in the first half. That puts Sundahl to the point. McPeak, that Sundahl inside. Vollmer shoots over a double team, in and out. Offensive rebound, and to the line will go Severin. It's a pretty good high-low combination those two guys present. Foul on Sandholm.
Here's the tail end of it. Yeah, it was off the high post shot by Vollmer. Severin really moves well down there. He's got good hands.
Has 14 points, averaging 16. And in this quarter, he's trying to hit his average one at a time. And he has reached his average one at a time. 16 in the game for Lee Severin. Ross Lillebo with 3 fouls will come in for Severin, who's holding his left hip there a little bit. I think he bounced on the wood a little hard.
Either that or Sandholm got him with an elbow in the small of the back.
And you talk about the size that Lyman presents. Boy, not on the floor right now. It's a small lineup. The Young went for 3. And even with that small lineup, Travis Simmons picks up his 4th personal foul.
Now this is really one he could have avoided. Vollmer 33, he's got the position, he's got the rebound, and yeah.
Simmons had tried to pull his hands back, but he didn't pull back down through.
Little touchy.
Now we really have a different look to this game. Vollmer the only one real big out there. Sandholm 6'2", and Vollmer will break the press. Ahead, Lyman with numbers. McPeak is bumped by Riley. Brent Riley with the foul. Outstanding football player is number 44. Did a nice job defensively in the Region 3 championship game against Parkston. He guarded Maxwell, and Severin comes back in. Well, if indeed Lee is 6'9", there's about 11 inches of difference between the two, and they came in on the switch. Vollmer down low. Vollmer double team. Oh, what a pretty little move right past, and he got the roll. Cody Vollmer with a quick, explosive move along the baseline.
Set him up, lulled him to sleep, made it look like he was going to throw it back out, and Schultz turns it over to McNaughton.
Back to Vollmer. Vollmer with back-to-back baskets gives him 19 and 11-point lead. The first time any team has led in double digits in this game.
Morgan really shoots it well. Got the good form, good release.
Severin, mini dunk.
Yeah,
you want to go that far?
Good, he didn't try to throw it down hard or he would have missed it.
18 for Severin. Now the pace has picked up, so both teams want to get going after we had a little free throw shooting contest in the first part of this game. Under the 4-minute mark of the third. McNaughton will drive in, pull up 14-footer. DeYoung box Severin out nicely. Adam will bring it up himself. It is stolen away by McNaughton. DeYoung tried to go behind his back. There is Lillebo. Lillebo reverse layup doesn't go. Foul McNaughton. Timeout on the floor with the 3:37 left to play. Third period. It's 46-35. The Raiders lead the Trojans. We'll be right back.
The world of healthcare is changing, but there are people in South Dakota who dedicate every day to keeping us well in cost-effective ways. They are the physicians, the nurses, the hospitals, the pharmacies, and the thousands of other providers and support staff statewide. A comprehensive managed care network setting the standard for excellence. These are the faces of Dakota Care. Delivering 10 years of proven performance in managed care.
Keeping our children healthy, it's a necessity, it's a challenge, and it's what we do. At the South Dakota Children's Hospital and Specialty Clinics at Sioux Valley Hospital, the region's most comprehensive network of children's health services, from clinical care to prevention and education, available through a single convenient resource at Sioux Valley. South Dakota Children's Hospital and Specialty Clinics, keeping kids healthy in every way.
Another look at that sweet little baseline move by Vollmer. He had Sandholm up, drop step to the baseline, lay it up soft.
So you get the roll.
Yes. 19 for Cody Vollmer. The shooting woes continue for West Central. 12 out of 44, 27% thus far.
Ouch. Only 2 of 10 in this quarter. DeYoung will try to change it if he can control it, and Adam lost it out.
They've taken 16 more shots than Lyman. Made 5 fewer.
And Vollmer waited too long. I don't know what Vollmer was waiting for, but there's a little lucky play. Lupke's knocked it away.
A Lupke play?
Yes.
I think everybody needed that last time out. There were a little heavy breathing going on out there after they went up and down about 4 times in a row.
Inside Vollmer. Oh, that was a nice pass. Vollmer goes to the free throw line. What a look there by Lilleboe. Fourth one on Sandholm.
There's that perfect passing alley from beneath the hoop cam. The little guys really play well. Good floor games. Not a lot of scoring, not a lot of rebounding, but getting the ball where it's supposed to be. Lilleboe and Sundahl. McPeak, all of them 5'10" or less for Lyman.
Vollmer has missed his last 2.
He just came out. He can't come back in until time comes off the clock.
Thanks, Buck. Well, he told us all about why Riley has to wait.
What time, fellas? What?
Boy, those guys at Stripes really know what they're talking about, don't they?
They study that book, I think.
So Vollmer's point total stays at 19 as he misses them both, but his team, Lyman Raiders, lead it by 11. Now the timeout will be called, and when we come back, yes, indeed, Riley will be in the game. 2:56 left to play, third quarter. Coming right back.
When it comes to being accurate and complete, there's only one phone book in your community that deserves a gold star. Reach for the star, your Telecom USA directory. More names, more towns, more information. This book predicts the weather day by day up to a year in advance. But when you need up-to-the-minute weather reports, reach for the star. Dial In Touch for weather or hundreds of other categories. A free service of your Telecom USA directory.
Hey, look, isn't that Tom Neiman over there? All right, here we go. 2:50 left to play, third quarter. West Central is playing with 4 players in foul trouble. That's Schultz with the basketball. Down in the corner, DeYoung is really not bad. Yeah, there he got 2, didn't he?
Yes, he did. On the scoop. 12 for the
quarter, 12 in the game.
Simmons still on the bench.
And I think a lot of the reason he's on the bench is because West Central has been and has to go with an attack-style defense to try and create some turnovers. Second foul on Schultz. And that'll be the bonus in the 7th total foul against West Central. Pretty good shape for Lyman. They've fouled just 3 times.
Miller is fined, he says. Kent Miller, 6th year as head coach of the Trojans. USD grad. One of the schools looking at this guy. Who missed his last 3 from the line.
In a row, yeah. Cross-court pass stolen away. Sundahl will go to the basket, go to the line. Sundahl hit the deck up pretty hard, but he pops up. He's happy about it. So is Lillebo. You might have heard Rosser whooping it up a little bit.
Sundahl quick with the basketball. Plays about half a game, doesn't start, comes in off the bench. Along with Lillebo, both of them get in there 16, 17, 18 minutes a game.
Torrey hit a three-pointer in the first quarter. So his first chance to add to that right here at the line, 67% from the line this year. You heard a little rattle, a couple of hops out of that rim, but it did go in. I like those little basket cams. I think they're cool.
Mark Johnson knows microphones. Our Keloland sound guy.
He's also our announcer, so and now live Keloland News at 10. That's Mark that says that much better than I just tried to do it.
That was pretty good.
Rayfelt with his second hoop. He has 4 in the game, and the lead stays in double digits. No, it don't. This new math, I got to pick up on it. It's 9. McNaughton will try to get it to double digits, and he does. 5 in the game now for McNaughton. Back at the 4:15 mark of this quarter. Lyman went up by 11.
Actually, it was 8. Now it's 10.
What? It's 10. That's what I said it was, didn't I? I must not have.
And when you don't shoot well, there's not a lot you can do about it. You put it up there and hope. But, I mean, Lyman has turned the ball over plenty of times. They're approaching 20 turnovers in the game, but West Central hasn't been able to convert it into hoops.
And Lyman with Hire on the bench with 4 fouls has done a fine job with their 3 guards out there. Bomer. No, and it comes right back to Rayfelt.
That's the one thing he hasn't done, Cody Vollmer, been able to shoot the setup jump shot where he's got time. It's usually when he's going to the hoop, slashing, making the move.
Pass to DeYoung. Baseline foul on Lillebo, his 4th. 45.7 seconds left to play in the third. And already we have 5 different players with 4 fouls each.
Got him on the offhand. DeYoung's right hand.
Casey Bird, number 51, back in. Kim Miller says yes, whatever you say, Mr. Timmons. On the left side of the screen, you might have saw the shot of Coach Frederick, Kent Miller's assistant. There's another Frederick who will be coaching in the Chamberlain game. Jim a little bit later. Those 2 are brothers, and their uncle is Lynn up at Brookings. So DeYoung made both. 14 in the game for Adam. Another situation substitution for West Central. Pass picked off.
Matt Rainier, who's just checked in for West Central. You heard Brent Riley.
Riley thought he was fouled on the play. Also in number 20, Ryan McNamara for West Central. That's McNamara with it. Foul will be called against Casey Bird, number 2 on him.
Both teams resting some starters here at the end of the third. Simmonsman's still on the bench. Adam DeYoung is on the bench for West Central. Schmeichel has been sitting with those 4 fouls.
Riley calls for it and does get it. Bird is battling him. Riley overshot everything, and a foul on the rebound. Sundahl, I think. Third one on Torrey Sundahl.
Backside is where the action happens here. Yeah, Rainier was in there, had position.
Coble, number 15, back in for Lyman. Shot up and in, McNamara. And a jump ball. And a turnover because the arrow comes to West Central.
Now's the time when you use that inbounds play that you get a quick shot of that you've worked on in practice. I don't know who it'll be. I would think Morgan's alone down in the right-hand corner of your screen.
I think McNamara has a little bloody nose, so he'll have to come out of the game. He does, and that brings Lupke's back in. So now Riley will inbound it. Brent with the basketball, high over his head with 3.5 seconds left to play in the third. Into the game, up with a three, a little bit short. That should do things. So after three quarters, 49-43, Lyman has the lead. West Central hanging close. We'll be right back.
Being a good citizen isn't just for moms and dads. That's why Norwest sponsors Kids Voting USA, a program that allows kids to vote with their parents. They're learning about democracy and reminding us all that voting is both a privilege and a responsibility, a fundamental freedom America was founded upon. At Norwest, we believe one day his name might be on the ballot. That's why it's important he learn about being a good citizen today.
The traditional Lakota family circle is called Tioshpaye and means extended family. People who are there to support you throughout your life. It includes aunties, uncles, grandparents, and cousins. And for some Native American children, the Tioshpaye includes St. Joseph's Indian School. Sharing in the responsibility of supporting Native American youth since 1927.
So 8 more minutes, fourth quarter. And the team with the ball does have the lead. The regular unit, or most of it anyway, back in for Lyman. Vollmer on the baseline, checked by Riley. Vollmer steps through the double team, drops a pass to no one. Severn was going to try and get rebound position, so a basket here for West Central would be big. And Morgan will bring it across the line. Numbers for the Trojans. Simmons scores. And look at that, it's a 4-point game.
Yeah, excellent look that time by DeYoung, the scorer, giving it up to the teammate. Perfect pass.
Vollmer. A lob diagonal to Coble. McNaughton popped away from behind, and it was Schultz who was taken down, but credit Morgan for knocking the ball away. That's 5 fouls.
Sundahl reached in. That's 4 on Sundahl.
Yeah, there we go. 7:14 left to play in the game, so there's 7 players now combined for both teams that are 1 foul away from watching the rest of this thing. Schmeichel, who has sat out for a long time with 4 fouls. His 4th came back in the second quarter. Schmeichel has yet to score in the game. Vollmer making his move. He was triple teamed for a while. Vollmer threw a double team. 19 points for Vollmer. DeYoung over Severn. Severn another rebound.
The The big roar was that they had Bulmer at the other end by himself. Those fans wanted a dunk.
The shot goes in for McNaughton for 3. Run us through the third quarter numbers, Tom.
Talking about that West Central field goal percentage all game. They just have not been able to find the hoop. 21 more shots for the Trojans. Three-pointers, McNaughton just hit the second in the game for Lyman, but free throw line almost dead even. Rebounds, dead even. Lyman has turned the ball over, but West Central hasn't been able to turn it into hoops.
That's the 4th foul on Severin now. So DeYoung goes to the line where Adam is 4 out of 4. 14 in the game for DeYoung.
No fear in the kid. No fear of getting your your shot blocked anyway.
Am I rubbing off on you? Sorry if I am. Let's backwards talk for the rest of this game. Wouldn't that be neat?
Yeah, no, that would be great.
Bulmer squared